She needs to be on a better team, and she needs to be more experienced.
Is there a world where the Indiana Fever are just trying to keep their core together? Some of them are going overseas, so maybe in this scenario, just kind of taking a step back from all the drama, letting everything kind of cool down. Maybe it is a good thing that Caitlin Clark isn't playing in unravel.
What if the biggest star in basketball was being systematically pushed out of her own league? Whispers of a European mega deal for Caitlin Clark are no longer just rumors. They're becoming a terrifying possibility for a WNBA that seems determined to sabotage its own golden goose. The league is playing a dangerous game, and they might be on the verge of losing everything before Clark's rookie season is even over.
Defense she's faced at the professional level and voiced frustration with the league's officiating, recently telling reporters, quote, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and everybody is physical with me, and opponents get away with things that other people don't get away with." That's what Caitlin Clark said. That is what she said, okay?
It all came to a head in a single shocking moment that was seen around the world. The flagrant off-ball hip check from Chennedy Carter wasn't just a hard foul, it was a statement. It was a blatant, premeditated act of aggression that exposed the simmering resentment aimed at the league's new superstar. For millions of new fans, this was their introduction to the WNBA, not as a showcase of elite talent, but as a place where the biggest star is treated like a public target, a walking bullseye for frustrated rivals.
What I am upset about, it's like, hey man, your meal ticket is under constant attack. There's been dirty plays all season.
But the physical attack was only half the story. The league's response was almost more shocking than the foul itself. Instead of an immediate and harsh condemnation to protect its most valuable asset, the WNBA's reaction was slow, weak, and felt like a slap on the wrist. This baffling silence sent a clear message to both players and fans. The league was either unwilling or unable to defend Caitlin Clark, leaving everyone to wonder if they secretly approved of her being welcomed to the league with such brutality. And the reason for this resentment might boil down to one shocking number: $76,000. That's Caitlin Clark's official rookie salary, while she is single-handedly generating millions in ticket sales, merchandise, and media rights. She's being paid less than an entry-level office worker. This stunning disparity isn't just unfair, it's the ultimate motivation for her to listen. When a European team eventually comes calling with a contract that reflects her true worth, turning the WNBA into a mere side gig.
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league, and she's a rookie. And
this simmering resentment from the league's old guard was brewing long before she was drafted. Veteran stars like Diana Taurasi famously warned that reality is coming for Clark, a comment that now feels less like advice and more like a thinly veiled threat. This sentiment, echoed by others, created a hostile environment from day one. Instead of embracing the new light she brought to their league, a powerful faction of veteran players seemed more interested in extinguishing it, determined to prove that she didn't belong.
Caitlin Clark was assaulted yesterday in her very first playoff game in the WNBA.
This toxic environment is enabled by one glaring problem: the referees. Game after game, Clark is mauled, grabbed, and shoved with no calls, yet she gets whistled for minor infractions. It's become a running joke among viewers that there are two different rule books, one for Caitlin Clark and one for everyone else. This isn't just bad officiating, it's a deliberate swallowing of the whistle that effectively gives her opponents a license to assault her without consequence, turning every game into a street fight.
The Indiana Fever, all right, with Caitlin Clark, led the league in attendance both home and on the road. Fever averaged 17,035 at home, 15,000 on the road. Attendance for the entire league up nearly 50% this year, according to data from across the timeline. And Indiana leads all teams with an average attendance of, like I said, of 17,035.
The Caitlin Clark effect is a phenomenon the sports world has never seen. Arenas that once struggled to fill a few thousand seats are now completely sold out, with ticket prices soaring into the hundreds of dollars. Her presence literally forced the league to finally invest in charter flights for all teams, a change they had resisted for years. Her games are pulling in television ratings that surpass established NBA matchups, turning the once niche WNBA into must-see TV. She isn't just a player, she's an economic stimulus package in sneakers.
If Caitlin Clark is the quote-unquote savior, if she's the golden girl, milk it!
And then there's the merchandise. On draft night, Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever jersey became the top-selling jersey of any athlete in any sport ever on the FanX platform. She outsold Super Bowl champions and NBA legends before even stepping onto a professional court. She is a one-woman marketing machine, a golden goose laying golden eggs, and yet the league seems more focused on sharing the wealth of attention rather than celebrating the person who created it all.
The truth is finally coming to the light. The same light that is going to be dimming here in about 12 hours when Caitlin Clark is eliminated from the playoffs.
This entire situation exposes a shocking double standard. The WNBA markets itself as a progressive, player-first league built on empowerment and sisterhood. Yet, when their most important player is being physically and verbally attacked, that ethos vanishes. They champion player expression until that expression is directed as jealousy towards their cash cow. This hypocrisy is deafening and reveals a league that is more concerned with internal politics than its own long-term survival.
It's important that we point this out. One of the things that I brought up this morning in talking about Caitlin Clark is that some of the players, you want to use the word jealousy, fine. You want to use the word envy, fine. You want to use the word resentment, we want to play with words, that's cool.
Instead of celebrating this unprecedented success, major media outlets like ESPN have been accused of pouring gasoline on the fire. They've relentlessly focused on the controversies, giving a massive platform to the narratives of jealousy and physical targeting. Instead of highlighting her historic performances, the conversation has been twisted into a drama-filled spectacle that does nothing but create a toxic and unbearable environment for their biggest star.
And this woman swats at the basketball and somehow decides to turn her hand down and her fingernails and jab them right into the eye of Caitlin Clark.
This media frenzy quickly spiraled into a divisive racial narrative. Pundits and even some fellow players began openly suggesting that Clark's immense popularity wasn't earned through her generational talent, but was a product of her race. Suddenly, her record-breaking shots and mind-bending passes were being overshadowed by a culture war that she never asked to be a part of. The league, instead of shutting it down, let the damaging narrative run wild, alienating millions of fans in the process.
Club, during the first 2 minutes of the first round playoff game of the Connecticut Sun versus the Indiana Fever, DJ Carrington poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. Caitlin fell to the ground. She was holding her face. The refs did not call a foul. They didn't call a flagrant foul. The play continued. But now a lot of people online are asking for the WNBA to review this play because as multiple angles have come out of this play, it seems like it might have been intentional.
And what's often forgotten in this media circus is the betrayal of the fans. Millions of new viewers, families, young girls, and casual sports fans tuned in to watch a basketball prodigy. They signed up to see incredible skill and thrilling games. Instead, they were shown a product where the star player is treated like a punching bag, and the league's response is apathetic at best. The WNBA isn't just failing Caitlin Clark, it's failing every single new fan she brought with her.
It's all just misguided over-hatred of Caitlin Clark. And pointing the finger at those guys, they're the racists, when really, y'all are the racists. The people coming up with excuses to hate Caitlin Clark and the new fan base that she brought.
Through it all, Clark has responded with a level of grace that her critics seem to lack. In every interview, she has deflected the drama, praised her competitors, and insisted that her focus is only on basketball. She has tried to rise above the noise, but the league and media have continued to drag her back down, forcing her to answer for controversies created by others. It's a burden no other rookie has ever had to carry.
Honestly, it's been a lot of nonsense. I think in my 11-year career, I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base. We had her face on a serious matter that happened in this world, and it's unacceptable, honestly. And there's no place for it.
But what happened next was the ultimate slap in the face in a move that left the entire sports world speechless. Caitlin Clark was left off the Team USA Olympic roster. The single most popular and influential basketball player in the country was told she wasn't good enough to represent her nation in Paris. It was a decision so baffling, so transparently political, that it felt like the final undeniable act of betrayal.
And so I sit here, she's got 14,000 followers. and it's really easy to ignore, and most people don't know who she is in the sports world. The only reason why people even know who she is because of Caitlin Clark, and she still only got 14,000 followers on Twitter. She doesn't have much of a brand.
Immediately, whispers from inside the league began to surface. The official reasons given for the snub felt flimsy and thin. The real story, many insiders believe, was a toxic mix of veteran player jealousy and a fear from the old guard that Clark's celebrity would completely overshadow the team. They chose petty politics over performance, and in doing so, they sent a devastating message to their biggest star: you are not welcome here.
Your biggest star, your meal ticket, the reason why you have relevancy, just got stabbed and assaulted and nothing.
This Olympic betrayal is what makes the European mega-contract rumors so terrifyingly real. If the very establishment of USA Basketball is willing to publicly shun her, why should she feel any loyalty to a domestic league that refuses to protect her? Foreign leagues don't care about American team politics. They care about winning and selling tickets, and they are willing to pay a fortune for a player who can do both. Her rejection by Team USA became a global advertisement for her availability. The financial reality is impossible to ignore. WNBA stars like Breanna Stewart have earned over $1.5 million for a single season playing overseas in Russia or Turkey. That's nearly 20 times Clark's current WNBA salary. The choice becomes painfully simple: stay in a league where you are physically targeted, underpaid, and disrespected by the establishment, or go to Europe, be treated like royalty, and secure generational wealth that dwarfs anything the WNBA could offer for years. This is more than just a debate about fouls or salaries. It's about the immense emotional and physical toll this saga is taking. Imagine being the best at what you do, working your entire life to reach the pinnacle of your sport, only to be met with constant resentment and aggression from the very people who should be your peers. How long can anyone, no matter how mentally tough, withstand that kind of pressure before they simply decide it isn't worth it? The threat isn't just about going to Europe, it's about embracing a global stage that will treat her like the icon she is. In the EuroLeague, she wouldn't just be a player, she would be a phenomenon, celebrated in sold-out arenas in Istanbul, Milan, and Madrid. She has the potential to become a truly global sports figure, a name recognized worldwide, but only if she escapes the provincial drama of the WNBA that is trying to keep her down. The WNBA is barreling toward a nightmare scenario of its own making. If Caitlin Clark decides she's had enough and takes her talents overseas, the league will not just lose a star, it will lose its lifeline. The sold-out arenas will empty out, the record-breaking TV deals will vanish, and the WNBA will collapse back into the niche market it just escaped. They will be remembered as the league that was handed a gift from the heavens and simply threw it away. So now, the WNBA is at a crossroads, and every decision they make from this point forward will determine their future. They were given a once-in-a-lifetime chance to elevate their sport to unimaginable heights, but so far they've responded with jealousy, disrespect, and neglect. The clock is ticking, and the question is no longer if a European league will make an offer she can't refuse, but whether the WNBA will finally wake up and give her a single compelling reason to stay.